Alright, in this video, we are going to cover the topic on private labels. Private labels come from established retailers. Now, a very quick way to understand this. Let's take the example of a very famous electronic retailer in India, Vijay Sales, operating for more than 20-25 years, right? Now, Vijay Sales has been selling us electronic goods, consumer durables, smartphones, laptops, grey goods, brown goods, white goods, whatever you call it. Let's take the example of TVs here. Now, they keep brands like Sony, they keep brands like LG and Samsung. But typically, these brands are established brands, Korean brands, Japanese brands, which have been selling in India, right? और जब भी ये विजय सेल्स के थ्रू अपना प्रोडक्ट बेचते हैं, विजय सेल्स को एक कमीशन मिलता है, जो भी है 10%, 15% जो उनको मिलता है एक टीवी वगैरह बेचने पे. Let's assume they sell it to you 50,000 rupees and विजय सेल्स is making around 10%. तो विजय सेल्स को 5,000 रुपये मिलता है एक टीवी बेचने का, अज्यूमिंग वो 50,000 का टीवी है. नाउ इतने साल बाकी ब्रांड्स के गुड्स बेचने के बाद विजय सेल्स रियलाइजेस, hey, can we manufacture or give a contract and get the TV manufactured and put our brand name and sell? And that's how the brand Vice, V-I-S-E, was born. They got it manufactured to contract manufacturing and started selling that, right? Now, obviously, whether they want to do it in-house or outside, that is after Vijay Sales. But point is, it is your own brand. And obviously, the margins on that are more because ultimately, they manufacture that brand at a very cheaper rate and put hefty margin and sell it. And that's how private labels are born. And now picture this. ये जो private label strategy है, जो retailers खुद का brand बेच रहे हैं, it is not just restricted to electronics. वो हर retail store में फैला हुआ है. So if you talk about Reliance Smart, they have their own private labels. Tata, Westside, Zudio own private labels. Amazon, Amazon Basics, Walmart, all these established retailers that you see, they have their own private labels because the margins are better, right? You can control the merchandise. Now going further, what are the need for these private labels? First, to make better margins from retailers. Second, create a unique merchandise. Third, address any particular gap in the market. And fourth, अगर आपका brand retailer का private label चल गया तो एक brand loyalty में बच जाएगी. Thus, when retailers create their own in-house brand, they are known as private labels. A good thing to note here is when they create their own private labels, they have control over the merchandise, the product, the way it is packaged, the way it is designed, the way it is promoted, and very importantly, the way it is priced. Walmart, one of the largest retailers in the world, has many private labels, and one of them is Great Value, which does sales of more than $25 billion for Walmart. Amazon, the online retailer, has more than 100 private labels, and I'm sure you must have heard of brands like Amazon Basics, Presto, Solimo, Amazon Fresh, etc. Now let's come to India's largest organized player, Reliance Retail. The Ambani-owned brand also has a lot of private labels in every merchandise and category they sell. To name a few, Best Farms, Good Life, Enzo, Mops, Expels, Home One, Rio, Avasa, Indian Wear for women, and another brand called Ye, which is in the carbonated drink segments, along with the brand Campa that they sell. And if you talk about private labels in the online segment in India, we have Myntra, which has many national brands along with their own private label. Few famous ones are Roadster, HRX, which is co-branded with Hrithik Roshan, Invictus, All About You, etc. And when it comes to the private label play, one of the biggest players in that segment, which is always dependent on private labels, is Tata's Westside. Almost 90% of the brands that they sell inside the store are private labels, thus crazy margins. Another brand which has also perfected private labels is our very own departmental store owned by the Raheja Group, Shoppers Stop. They have been selling private labels way back from the 90s from brands like Stop, Kashish, Fratini, etc. Just to sum up this video, private labels' advantages are many. To name a few, number one, high profit margins. Second, control over your merchandise. Third, a competitive edge. And finally, customer loyalty. And to sum this up, the process of private label creation is very simple. First, identify if there's any need. Second, you decide are you going to make it or you're going to source it from a third-party contract manufacturer. Third, place an order. Fourth, spend good amount of money on marketing. I remember back in the day, Lifestyle's private label brand Code, for that, they got Farhan Akhtar to kind of endorse that brand. And finally, performance evaluation, whether your private label is doing good or bad. If not bad, you got to dump it. So that's it. This brings an end to the video on private labels. Thank you and easy array.